Now, out of my entire life of watching anime and indulging in manga and making analysis for characters and all of that jazz, you don't really get to see a whole bunch of development in certain characters, whether it's main characters, side characters, second most important characters, anything of that sort. You don't really get a whole lot of that. But today, I actually wanted to bring something to everyone's attention. Now, that's female cast members, and I mean characters like Lucy Heartfilia, Sakura, for today's subject, for example, Noelle from Black Clover, and that's who we're going to be talking about. And what I wanted to actually talk about regarding Noelle is that you don't get an awful lot of characters like Noelle, and I'm going to tell you why. I haven't ever talked about Black Clover before, and I am awfully surprised that I haven't. But given that the recent chapters and the current arc that we're in, Noelle has really gotten my attention, and also I've been rereading it too. So Noelle has honestly been at the very forefront of my mind regarding Black Clover, because I don't know why I hadn't noticed it earlier. But I wanted to talk about how Noelle is a lot different from a lot of female characters you see in anime, and how we don't really get a lot of characters like Noelle. One of the few points I want to bring up is that Noelle is not a damsel in distress. She's an awful lot different from most main female characters that you see, and I don't mean that, oh, she constantly needs help in that sort, but by damsel in distress, I mean she actually plays a part in the story, both for the main character and for the actual plot of the story. She plays some sort of role, which makes her actually important for the cast members of the anime. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Noelle can really pull a 1v5 clutch in Siege and pull the whole match. She probably has an amazing KD. Noelle makes a grand stand against all forms of adversity, and even when the odds are seemingly stacked against her, Noelle seems to literally make the impossible happen. And it's so intriguing how fast you can make it happen too. Noelle makes a grand stand against all forms of adversity, both mentally in her strength and magically in her strength. Is magically a fucking word? Now, let's compare her to, let's say, Rukia, since I've been rereading the 1,000 Year Blood War arc for a Bleach video. I would like to compare her to Rukia. Now, you could say, yeah, Rukia was a damsel in distress during that one arc in Bleach. Yeah, but Rukia hasn't been a damsel in distress since. That was just one arc. After that, Rukia has been playing a core part in the story since. Rukia hasn't ever really needed to rely on anyone's outside help or assistance or get some sort of help from anyone, really. It's just been Rukia. Rukia doesn't need Ichigo to come in clutch and save her from getting, I don't know, fucked up by Aizen. It's typically Orihime. Rukia has always been extremely headstrong and has consistently never needed outside assistance. She takes not just her family name into account, but she also takes into account the standards she wants to live up to as a Soul Reaper. Noelle is partially, and if not the exact same in this right. Noelle takes into account that she's royalty, she's a part of the Silva bloodline, the Silva family, the Silva household, and she also takes great pride in the fact that she's a Magic Knight of the Black Bulls. It's clear as day in the manga and in the anime. We get to see this development unfold at our very eyes. Noelle knows that as a Magic Knight that she needs to protect the people of her kingdom, and she needs to protect her comrades too. One thing that also very much stood out to me about Noelle is that Noelle hasn't ever really had some sort of mentor. She hasn't really gone through intense training, if you will. Yes, Noelle has been training her magic so she could have proper control over it, but Noelle has never exactly went through a training arc, if you will. Now, given the most recent events that have been unfolding in these recent arc in Black Clover, Noelle has indeed gained a, what was it called again? A spirit, just like Sylph. She's gained a spirit, and if I recall, it was called Undyne, if I recall. And Noelle has gotten a drastic boost in power. Now that Noelle has proper control over her magic, Noelle's control over her magic is now much more free form, and she can do just about anything now if she wants to. Now, we know that Noelle doesn't have a whole cavalcade of fucking spells like, let's say, Yuno or any other Magic Knight in the series we've seen so far, but she only really relies on techniques she's known. For example, she uses her Valkyrie armor and whatever other armor she has that I don't remember the name to because I'm not good with names. Unlike everyone else who has had some sort of teacher or guide to some degree, Noelle essentially has muscled through most of the damn series by sheer force of fucking will. And I think that's cool as hell. We don't see other female characters muscle through shit like that. We don't really get to see Sakura just muscle through and get strong on her own. No, of course not. We don't see that. She had to get taught by Tsunade. Not saying that this is a jab at Sakura. I don't want to be one of those people. But I'm saying that we don't see a lot of main female cast members in anime that actually are relevant to the story muscle through and manage to get strong on their own without any sort of outside assistance. Noelle, on the other hand, does that alone. Now, you could say, oh, what about that one arc where they went underwater and shit? She got help from that one girl. Yeah, she did. But Noelle used that as a basis to beat up. What was that guy's name again? Fuck, I can't remember fucking names. God damn it. She had to beat up that one beast guy that had the fucking big animal magic and fucking shit like that. Big muscly furry man. But not only that, Noelle is pretty damn self-aware that she isn't the best mage early on in the story. But everyone can see the latent potential in Noelle. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows that Noelle has a giant growth pool at her feet. And that will allow her to grow into something much more better that we get to see later on in the anime. Another thing regarding Noelle is that Noelle is more of a, you guys stand back, I got this shit, rather than, alright, I'm gonna stand back and you guys got this shit type shit. Noelle is more of a, I have to do this now or we're all gonna die, rather than he has to do this now or we're all gonna die. We don't really see Asta come in clutch. We don't see Asta pull the 1v clutch in Siege. Nah, Asta probably has a fucking trash KD ratio anyway. It doesn't matter, because you want to know who pulls off these bomb-ass clutches? Noelle does. Noelle has these giant, I can probably count on like my one hand how many times Noelle has clutched fucking battles in this fucking anime, and I shit you not. Noelle's assistance and her giant growth pool and her strength has literally done more help than it has harm, and it's amazing. Now, in the earlier parts of the manga, Noelle is constantly reminded that she sucks. Yeah, she sucks mad dick. Not in that context though, but earlier on in the manga though, she is constantly reminded that her mother, she's the reason her mother died, most definitely, essentially. This, in turn, strengthens Noelle and gives Noelle the motivation to continue to move forward and get stronger. She does not let this drag her down. And I actually like this a lot, because in most cases, if not all, usually in anime, yeah, man, my mom died. Fuck, man, I suck literal ass. Like, I suck. I can't continue to live if I know that I'm the reason my mom died. Yeah, but, you know, Noelle's different. Noelle doesn't let this drag her down. Noelle lets this strengthen her completely, and I absolutely love it. Now, I won't say that it strengthened her completely. Now, no, it still brings Noelle down spiritually, I guess, but it doesn't bring her down in terms of determination. Now, we do get to see Noelle use this as fuel to get stronger, and we do see a couple of panels, a couple of scenes here and there in the manga and the anime of this strengthening Noelle and giving her that good push she needs in order to get stronger and overcome whatever it is that's getting in her way at the very moment. Now, we do hit a specific point in Black Clover where her mother's death is no longer bothering her now, right? Her asshole of a brother Nozzle, not even an issue. He sucks mad ass anyway. That doesn't matter. But we do hit a point with Black Clover where Noelle is now wanting to be more useful to the Black Bulls, and she now wants to strengthen herself for a good reason. Now, in most cases in certain anime, usually, let's say for example, fucking Orihime, right? Orihime, well, alright man, shit, I gotta get stronger so I can fucking heal everybody, you know what I'm saying? That is not bad determination to have, not a bad mindset, not a bad grind set. Chase the bag, get Ichigo's balls, easy man, have a kid, easy shit, right? Train for that. What's different from Noelle is that Noelle wants to be more useful in general, right? Now, if I recall, Orihime does have an offensive technique with her Hey there, dumbass. The technique is actually called Goten Zanshin, and the actual power she has is called Shunshin Rika. And the reason why I'm fixing this is because I'm too prideful and embarrassed to get something wrong on a channel that talks about anime and manga. Have fun and continue to enjoy the video. Now, once Orihime learned this offensive techniques, she still isn't useful to the goddamn story. She's not helping anyone out. We don't see her out on the front lines kicking hard ass. We don't really get to see that. We get to see her kicking back, relaxing, and healing people when people need to get healed, bro. We don't get to see that with fucking Orihime. We don't get to see her outline busting nuts and kicking ass. Like, we don't get to see that. But Noelle, we get to see that with Noelle. We get to see Noelle on the front lines kicking hard ass and being a bad bitch at the same time. Now, you could say Sakura on the other hand, yeah, but yeah, Sakura gets fucked up most of the time anyway. Like, tell me what she did. And at this point, I'm just being a little shit, so... I'm being a little asshole. But once we hit the time skip, we know that Noelle is now completely confident in her capabilities, right? Now, she may not verbally say it or verbally show it, but we can see how she presents herself, that she holds herself in a lot of higher regard now, regarding how she handles a lot of what goes on in the anime, right? Now, once the time skip happens, the 6-month time skip, and we move on to whatever current arc is going on now, we see that Noelle has not a hint of doubt in her mind. We know that Noelle is now 100% sound mentally in her magic and in her comrades. She believes in herself, the people she's around, and she is now confident that she can win any battle or any situation that is now going to face her in the future. Now, with the most recent chapter where we got Finral and Langris, yeah, there we go. With Finral and Langris, we get to see that happen, and I'm actually pretty glad that happened. And we also get to see Asta come in clutch, probably like one of the 2 Asta 1v5 clutches we get to see. And we get to see him clutch and save the day, which is great. But which is also amazing, what I also want to bring up is about Asta, is that Asta is also a great motivation for Noelle, which we also don't get to see in a lot of common shonen anime and manga too. We don't really get to see where the female lead really gets to get a lot of direct interaction and direct inspiration from the main character. We don't really get to see that with Orihime or any other main female lead, probably Rukia, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't really matter in this context right now. We don't really get to see that intermingling of them where Asta is actually trying to help Noelle out and trying to further her growth, right? We don't see Naruto train with Sakura. We didn't see Naruto pull up and be like, all right, Sakura, let me teach you a couple fucking, let me hit you with the taijutsu real quick, hit you with the Bruce Lee, you know, the Daigo parry, you know, Evil Moment 37 type shit. We don't get to see that. We don't really get to see a lot of Sakura's growth. We don't get to see a lot of on-screen growth, which I really feel which holds a lot of Sakura back. Is that, we get to see her on the front lines healing people and helping out as we go, but we also don't get to see what made Sakura get this far. We don't get to see that development, which I also believe hurts Sakura's character an awful lot. But we get to see Noelle grow from the time she shows up until now. And eventually until the end of the manga, we get to see her grow, right? We get to see her grow with Asta. We get to see her grow with the Black Bulls in tandem. And it's amazing. I love how Tabata has taken and characterized all these characters. We get to see Yami develop, right? And I used to think that Yami couldn't develop because Yami's just badass as fuck. You'd think that someone as fucking roided as Yami would be able to go through development, right? No, we get to see everyone in the Black Bulls grow, and I like it. But we're not talking about the Black Bulls, we're talking about Noelle. But it's great that we have this interaction between Asta and Noelle, and it also makes that Noelle's crush on Asta a little more sound and not just something that was tossed in there just to, you know, make everyone feel a little warm inside. And not only that, we have people that encourage her outside of people like Asta. We've had people like Yami, Fuegoleon, and Mereoleona. We've had people take and inspire her to keep going. We've had people, hey, you know, be more like your mother, you know what I'm saying? Be strong like your mother, be steadfast. And we've had people telling her it's fine to be weak, but staying that way is an issue. Perfectly fine, and I absolutely adore that we have these interactions. We get to see these because these moments is what allows Noelle to continue forward and get strong and develop as a strong female lead, and I appreciate it. finally close out this video, I would like to also say that Tabata Yuki does a wonderful job developing not just Noelle, but the entire cast and just about every last character we've seen so far. I've grown to appreciate Black Clover over time and managed to enjoy it in the way that I managed to enjoy it. I like breaking down these characters. I love characterization. I absolutely love it. I adore it, especially when certain shonen tropes are just snapped like a twig and these mangaka are taking and defying all odds. But this is Velvet Groove, and I'm signing out.